got a full field of USF 2000 drivers on pit lane here behind us. You can look all the way down almost to turn 11. We've got over 23 cars, 24 to be exact, lined up nose to tail, ready to go racing. There's a good look at car number 8, Kyle Kirkwood from Jupiter, Florida. He has locked up the championship title here in USF 2000, which means next year he will be racing with help from Mazda in the Pro Mazda Championship presented by Cooper Tires. The champion there goes to Indy Lights, and the champion in Indy Lights is an Indy car the following year. So we are getting ready to go racing. That's a little bit of information on the Mazda road to Indy. Let's introduce you to the starting field for round number 12 of 2018. Starting in the 24th position, driver of the number 38 USF 2000 for Newman Walks Racing, it's Oscar De Luzuriaga. Ahead of him, starting in the 23rd position, racing out of Grand Junction, Colorado, she's a rookie in the number 31, Sabra Cook. Starting in the 22nd position, driver of the number 24. We've seen this driver up at the front of the field already several times this weekend. In the number 24 for Pabst Racing, Kalen Frederick. David Osborne starts 21st with Corey Enders from D-Force Racing rolling off in 20th. Team Pelfrey supplies the number 82 car that Bruna Tomaselli drives from the 19th position. Dakota Dickerson returns to the Mazda road to Indy after a little bit of time off. He's racing with arms up and starts in the 18th position. Starting in the 17th spot, driver of the number 27, it's Colin Kaminsky. Starting 16th, another one of the Pabst Racing machines in the number 21, Calvin Ming. Now into the top 15, it's another one of the Team Pelfrey machines, rookie in the number 81 out of the Pacific Northwest, Kyle DePel. Starting 14th for BN Racing, another rookie in number 29, Russell McDonough. Starting 13th for Newman Walks Racing in the number 36 car, it's Darren Keene. Making one of his only starts so far this season on the Mazda road to Indy, he's a rookie in the number 79, racing for Abel Motorsports, its driver, Jacob Abel. Now to the 11th position and the exclusive Autosports portion of this USF 2000 grid. In the number 92, it's rookie Daniel Frost rolling off 11th. Now inside the top 10 we go. A very impressive weekend. It's his debut weekend here on the Mazda road to Indy. In the number 90 for exclusive Autosport, Yuvan Sundaramurthy. Igor Fraga, his teammate at Exclusive Autosport, rolls off 9th in the number 91. Pabst Racing supplies the black number 22 car that Lucas Cole will drive from 8th on the grid. Starting in 7th for D-Force, it's Jose Sierra with Michael D. Orlando starting in 6th. Julian Vanderwatt and Rasmus Lind roll off 5th and 4th. And on the inside of row number 2, it's rookie Keith Donegan in the 3rd position. On the front row, it's the driver that's already locked up the USF 2000 Championship out of Jupiter, Florida for Cape Motorsports, Kyle Kirkwood. And we just spoke to him. He's your pole sitter. It's his first pole of the year out of Portsmouth, England. Your driver that'll lead him to the green flag for D-Force Racing, number 7, James Raven. So, folks, that is how they line up for round number 12 and the final race of the weekend here in USF 2000. With that, we are ready to go racing, and we now get ready to welcome guest of Cooper Tire, Kyle Heitmeyer, as he gives us those most famous words in racing as we get ready for Mazda Road to Indy.
On behalf of everybody at Cooper Tires, drivers, start your engine, Mazda engines.
And just like that, it's time to go racing on the Mazda Road to Indy. Get ready, folks. We go upstairs for the call.
Rob Howden alongside me. I'm John Phippen. We're overlooking the finish line. Welcome to those of you listening here at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course and, of course, across the world in the web stream. We're glad to have you with us here at Mid-Ohio as this is the finale of a triple header for USF 2000, and it's been all Kyle Kirkwood all the time. 8 consecutive wins. Nobody else has been atop the box since the second round at Grand Prix of Indianapolis.
What's really interesting is the fact that Kyle hasn't dominated every race. He's also been lucky. You know, good to be lucky, lucky to be good. There have been times where he has been in maybe second or third and guys have wrecked in front of him, or he has, you know, been just pounding a driver and able to make an easier pass. He hasn't dominated every race. He has this particular weekend. He's been looking very good. But again, look at he got the luck early with the contact between Kalen Frederick and Rasmus Lind. Then Rasmus goes off by himself on the opening lap in turn number 1. It was Kalen Frederick who went off by himself in turn number 1 at the start of race number 2. So you got to be lucky to be good and good to be lucky. But Kyle's had just such a fantastic season. I spoke with him yesterday. just that stress that's off of him right now. You know, he knew that they were going to win the championship just based on what was going on. But to have that done, you can kind of put 2018 to bed to a certain extent. He wants to win some more races, but he's already thinking about 2019.
Exactly. Let's introduce the other voices you'll be hearing throughout the rest of the day. As the cars leave our view through turn number 1, they head up toward the keyhole and Rusty Bell.
Good day, everybody. Looking forward to the USF 2000 Cooper Tires sponsored race as the pace car makes its way onto the back straightaway. I pick up the cars around turn 1, a very high-speed left-hand corner. They make their way up a straightaway uphill into the keyhole turn, which is a 180-degree off-camber corner, which sets them up for the long back straightaway here with a kink about 2/3 of the way down where our position is, and then they make their way in the best passing area at the top end of the straightaway, heavy on the brakes.
And that's Brian Culbertson at that area. Hey, Brian.
Hey, John, and hello, S's. We're starting to get filled up back here, getting ready for this USF 2000. And like Rusty said, the end of the back straightaway, the best passing place at the house right now. The field making their way through turn number 4 is a hard right-hander. They drop down a small hill and then climb back up into turn number 5. It's a left-hander. They drop back down the hill again to turn number 6. It's a hard right-hander. They go underneath the Honda Bridge and they head for Thunder Valley.
And in Thunder Valley is Tom Michaels. Hey, Tom.
Hey, John, and hi, everyone. Front of the field in front of us in turn number 9. We pick them up coming off 7. Couple of right-hand turns, 8 and 9, off camber, up over a little bit of a ridge, and then down into Thunder Valley. Bending right-hand turn at turn 10. A left-hander at turn 11 on into the carousel. We got a good crowd forming over here. As a matter of fact, all of the no parking areas are pretty much full of cars.
We're going to get the start right here in front of us. And to call the start, here's Rob Howden.
Thank you so much, John. Field set by the fastest laps turned in race number 2. That was James Raven, so he's going to set the pace. They'll come out of turn number 12, the carousel to 13, into the punch-off area. And we're underway. Green, green, green. Not a good start, though, for Raven. He got a little bump from behind from Keith Donegan. Trying to go around the outside of turn number 1. Kyle Kirkwood's going to hold it. Kirkwood with a good lead. As I said, Raven did not punch off quick enough. They'll work their way to that opening corner, and Kyle Kirkwood has gone to the lead already. Rusty Bell looks to be like Raven on full defense.
Yeah, he was really moving the car around to try to keep that car of Donegan behind him. We'll watch him now down the straightaway. It's Kirkwood, as you said, already out in front of here and trying to walk away, looking for another win. Already has a couple of car lengths out. That 28 machine right behind as we see him, but no movement there. The battle is for third.
Great battle there for third. Kyle Kirkwood in that 8-ball. Already pulling out. He's got about a 2-car advantage. We drop back to that 3rd spot, the 28 of Dugan, able to hold on to that. The field makes their way through. We got 2 cars getting together here right before 6. Headed for you, Tom. I got 3 cars off, sorry, as I was following the field through. The 11th car is off, and he is stalled. We've also got car number 9.
Yeah, that's Dakota Dickerson, guys.
Yeah, Dickerson, he's rejoining, and the 36 car is off here, and he is, the front wing is skew on that car. Back to the race.
Darren Keene cannot buy a break. I see the AMR safety team's already got out there. Corey Anderson, the number 11, and we are, I believe, already full course yellow. Darren Keene can simply not buy a break in the number 36 machine. And if indeed it's a 36 that was involved, that guy, the bad luck that has chased him here this year, I'm telling you, it blows me away. Indeed, here come his teammates, David Osborne from Columbus, Ohio, and Oscar de Luzuriaga. They're by, so indeed Keene was the driver involved. The sole red number 9 of Dakota Dickerson in the incident as well. He's continued, but I'm telling you, John, we talked about luck for Kyle Kirkwood. He's had lots of it. Darren Keene has had none this year.
Absolutely. And Dakota Dickerson only doing a partial season in the USF 2000 this year. He's the points leader in the F4 championship. And Dakota's just having some bad luck. He's had to come from the back twice already. He's going to have to do it again. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, the 11 car, unfortunately, is going to need a wrecker. So we're going to be yellow out here at least 1 full lap. Corey Ender's car is that they're going to have to use a record to get it off. The other 2 cars headed back. So headed back to pit lane. They should be getting in pit lane right now to get their damages fixed.
Yeah.
Dickerson was able to continue, but we've got Darren Keene down here. It looks like a new front ring.
Yeah, Darren Keene brings the number 36 Newman Walks racing entry in, Brian. They're going to go to work on it. They're also looking at some suspension pieces as well. They're going to get that front cowl off. You got to with this car, you kind of have to take off the front cowl that goes over top of the shocks as well to get it up underneath. That's just the design of it. They're doing a great job going to work on it right now. Again, Brian Hallahan and his crew here for Newman Walks Racing, trying to get him back out onto the track. The record taking care of Corey Ender, so they're slow still on the racetrack. They have time. They'll take their time to make sure it's right here for Darren Keene. But as I said, just no luck at all for this young driver to Boca Raton, Florida. His second year in the series, actually only his first full year in USF 2000. But, man, I go back and look at some of the races from this year where nothing to do with him. At Road America, he was taken out by Kyle Dupel, drove in the inside of him in Canada Corner. At Toronto, he was having a great battle with Jose Sierra. Sierra coming across in turn 4, pitching him into the wall. Sierra actually getting the brunt of it, but it wrecked Darren's race as well. We saw the restart wreck here when they were single file, stacking everybody up. He's finally down and away. Back rolling again. They've got the new front wing on, but for a guy like Darren Keene, and he's such a great kid too,
yeah.
But to have to deal with that much frustration over a full season, it's just got to wear on you.
Exactly right. And, you know, he and Kyle Kirkwood used to race together all the time back in go-karts. And I'm sure he's thinking, you know, how come he gets all the luck and I get none of it? What's up with that?
And that's it. That's the conversation you have with these young kids. Like, we used to race wheel to wheel. I've watched Darren and Kyle run down in Florida for the Ocala Grand Prix crew. And of course, the Keens had their own program as well, their own racing team. This is a kid that won tons of races, and you come here and you say, how is the luck bad for me but not for him? Dakota Dickerson brings the number 9 into pit lane. I can't see any damage from my side here. Maybe, you know what, they're probably just going to take the opportunity to look over the car here now. The arms up crew jumping out, having a look at the front suspension, potentially getting some feedback from Dakota. But no, you know what, that's a wise move from a driver with experience, saying, hey, you know what, I've got time. I'm going to start at the tail of the field anyways. Let's pull in, let the team have a good look at the car.
When he came by the first time, didn't come right into the pits, but he slowed right down. One of the crew members was right out at the pit wall to give a quick visual check of the car. And since they have an extra lap of full course yellow, they made the good decision to come in and get that done. Rusty, you said they had a close shave, though, coming down the back straightaway after the full course yellow came out.
Well, the AMR safety vehicle was coming around turn 1 and had checked up, as they will normally take the track cut here to get themselves repositioned, and started to make the turn as Dakota Dickerson was coming through turn 1. So they both had to just check up a bit to make sure that they didn't impact each other. And so obviously that didn't happen. And Dakota Dickerson, the lights go out on those cars, so we're ready to go. He has closed it in on the back of the field.
Tom Michaels, are the lights out on the pace car?
As the pace car comes by, it does appear that the lights, they are out.
Let's go racing once again then. Again, at the start, Kyle Kirkwood, I can't believe it. He comes up here waiting for James Raven to punch off. In fact, even Keith Donegan was ready to go. They were into the window. As they come into turn number 13 here, we have a window. We have a couple signs up. That's essentially the area where you can accelerate from. And James was waiting. Now, maybe a penalty coming up. I don't know, because he didn't punch off. They were kind of pushing him. Kirkwood went first. I'm not sure if we'll see any issues. But again, we'll do it now. Restart. Kirkwood up front. Raven, Donegan, Lint, and Vanderwatt. And we're back underway with the USF 2000. We'll keep an eye on the guys coming from the tail of the field, like Darren Keene and Dakota Dickerson in that number 9 machine. Keene actually well back here. He's just coming through the carousel now. Wasn't able to get caught right back up to the tail of the field. But underway, Rusty, through turn number 2.
Up through the top of the keyhole turn now, single file this time around, and we'll see if anybody can set themselves up for a pass down the straightaway. Kirkwood still at the point right now and has already pulled about 4-car length gap over that number 7, but the battle for third, side by side right now. Donegan and Lind, side by side, Brian.
Yeah, Donegan and Lind still side by side. The battle for 5th is also side by side. We'll see how that settles out. The 28, then the 23 as they go by me here. So Donegan and then Lind as they make their way towards you. Tom Michael, good battles for 4th and good battles for 5th.
Well, we've heard this song before. Kirkwood is in the lead. The 7 car, then Raven. Then you got Donegan and Lind. So no real change as they come through turn 8, 9, 10. Leaders up into the carousel.
I'll tell you, Tom, I've been doing it all year long. I know it's getting old for you guys on a weekend here, but I've been talking about Kyle Kirkwood up front all year long. He's trying to win yet another race here. He's got 4 in a row right now, I believe. Indeed, 4 in a row, looking for 9 races in a row. He leads them now by 1 second as they come across the start-finish line. Raven in second, Donig in third, Lint in fourth, Sierra fifth. Julian Vanderwatt now runs in the 6th spot. Igor Fraga up into 7th. Lucas Cole in 8th. Michael D'Orlando 9th. And Daniel Frost rounding out your top 10. New fast lap laid down by Darren Keene, but he is 9 seconds behind his teammate Oscar De La Zuriaga. It's just tough for Darren Keene. He needed to be able to get back up, but with all that time, he was essentially a full lap behind, John. Not able to get that 1 extra lap he needed to catch the tail of the field before the green.
Kirkwood and Raven well out front, but the battles for 3rd spot at the exit of turn number 4. Lind trying to make a move. Lind in the 23 car all over the back of Dunnigan. Dunnigan is under a lot of pressure. Now that Sierra the car number 12 car joins into it. Great 3-way battle for 3rd.
Absolutely. That 12 car with Sierra right on the rear wing of Lind. Probably half a car length as he came through here, stretches out a little bit up into 10.
Getting that first lap back after the restart in the books. That'll be good to get these guys in single file and start setting up the battles. Dakota Dickerson's got, I think, about 4 spots already on this opening lap as he tries to claw his way back forward. But otherwise, everyone looking good. The battle is Kalen Frederick in the 24. Remember, he started near the tail of the field. Kalen Frederick now going by. Trying to go by Michael D'Orlando for the 10th spot. Keep an eye on Kalen Frederick, guys, in the number 24. If he gets by D'Orlando, he'll go to work on his teammate Lucas Cole, Rusty.
Yeah, another car goes wide there through turn 1 over the top of the curbing there. They're going 3 wide for a second at the entry to the keel, but they straighten themselves out. But yeah, we watched that pass of Kalen Frederick made right at the exit of turn 1. Really nice move there, and he's going to attempt to move himself forward. Peeking out once again down the straightaway.
Yeah, not able to get that done, but looks to the inside. Top 2 already through turn number 5. The 80 car is making a really nice move down into turn number 6. Not able to get it done. Leaders are into your view, Tom.
Yeah, not much as far as gaining time this time by for the first place car on the second. That battle back there with the number 80 car, Vanderwatt, I should say, and Sierra. That has been joined big time as they head up through 12.
Kalen Frederick started this weekend 2nd in the points, and he has had 2 miserable races. He scored a grand total of 3 points over 2 races, and he is looking for some redemption. Started 22nd all the way up into the top 10. Kalen Frederick's a man on the move.
Well, you had said he followed all the way down the order. I know you got the sheet here all the way down into the 6th position. You come in here knowing that Kyle Kirkwood's got a chance to win the championship. He's going to secure it. You're trying to battle for second. You want that runner-up position. That's where you want to be on awards night in Labor Day weekend when we get to Portland for the banquet. You want that second-place prize money. You want the honors of being the vice champion. For him, the issues, like you said, 1 point in race 1, 2 points in race number 2. Nothing like that for the entire season for that young driver. He's just such an impressive kid. Watch for him to keep working his way forward now, right into the 9th position. We'll look at lap times as he tries to get up to Lucas Cole. About a half a second quicker last time by on Lucas Cole, guys. Kalen Frederick definitely moving. John?
Sierra is just still in that great battle with Vanderwatt. They were side by side at the end of the back straightaway. Sierra able to hold on to that position. Tom, they're in front of you.
Yeah, and things closing up there for the battle between Dunnigan and Lind for 3rd place. A couple of car lengths separate those 2. They chase after the front 2, Kirkwood and Raven.
Interesting, I had said that Kalen Frederick actually hadn't had any issues like that. He did. He had a rough weekend at the Grand Prix of Indianapolis and got a couple of single-point races. That can happen when you're racing up front, racing hardcore, and you get that quick incident. And we've seen that a bit here. This is the first rung of the road to Indy. There are incidents. We don't like to see a lot of them, but it happens. And Kalen Frederick's going to look to the inside, coming into turn number 1 to the inside of Igor Fraga. I think he's got it, Rusty.
He's made that one stick. We also heard a report they're going to black flag the 12 car, Sierra, for a jump start here. He's going to get a drive-through penalty, and he is up there battling right now in the 5th spot. So that sounds like some pretty tough luck there for that number 12 car who had some issues in qualifying earlier this week.
Wow.
We're watching him now down the straightaway, though, the 23 car trying to tuck into the draft, and here comes the 80, though, on the charge. Vanderwatt now trying the outside, Brian.
Vanderwatt tries the outside, can't get it done, so he falls back in line. Of course, he doesn't know that Sierra is going to be reporting to the pits here with that drive-through penalty. The 24 car now coming on a lot of pressure from Frederick right there. They're side by side coming at you, Tom Michaels. Not able to get it done, but Frederick making a move in 6.
Absolutely. Looking to move up there. Kalen Frederick trying to come up. Igor Fragan trying to make the move on Vanderwatt. This is a great dandy battle.
Yeah, that's Kalen Frederick, Tom. He is all over the rear wing now of Julian Vanderwatt. Of course, we're looking at, there's Sierra. He's pulled off to serve his drive-through. So this battle now actually for 5th position. Kalen Frederick, who started deep in the field, has worked his way back up. Started 22nd, now ready to put the pressure on as Sierra makes that long, slow, painful crawl down pit lane to serve his penalty. But man, this battle right now for 5th is excellent. Kalen Frederick, the driver, up on the wheel right now. Rusty, he's going to get a good run through turn number 2 now, but a length back as they come out into the straightaway. Look for Frederick to make a move here.
Yeah, car length back as they exit the keyhole turn. Vanderwatt right in front of him, a huge gap in front of Vanderwatt. So the front part of this field getting away from this battle behind. Down the straightaway right now, Frederick driving to the inside, Brian.
Looking to the inside, he has got a wheel beside him, can't get it done. Vanderwatt holds him off, but Frederick had a wheel up beside him, not able to get it done. The battle for 3rd is another really good one. It's right in front of you now, Tom Michaels.
Yep, nothing in it between those 2 cars, about a car length and a half. Then we go back to that battle we've been talking about. The 80 car now, Vanderwatt holding off Kalen Frederick. That whole group right there, it moved up.
Yeah.
Because of the problems that we had seen for Sierra having to make the pit stop.
Pretty good run here for Keith Donigan. He's P3, but he's being challenged, as you guys have said, pretty aggressively by the number 23. That's Rasmus Lint, the 16-year-old driver from Sweden. Julian Vanderwatt, reigning South African F1600 champion, has been holding him back now. Kalen Frederick looked like he was really on the move, but again, getting into that wing, you start getting the aero wash, and the car starts to get a little understeer through the corners, but I still like that battle. Good fight for that 3rd position. Keith Donigan and Rasmus Lint, they're setting up for a battle, and then further back, Julian Vanderwatt having to hold off a charging Kalen Frederick.
Back a little bit of brake lock up there for Vanderwatt as he got into the top of the keyhole turn. Knows he's looked in his mirrors. He's seen the car coming to Frederick, so he's trying to drive as hard as he can. Gets a good drive off the keyhole turn and has a comfortable 1 car length lead.
Lynn tried to make a move right at the end of the back straightaway for that third spot on Dunigan. Dunigan really defensive through turn number 6. That's the best battle we got. Tom, they're coming in front of you right now.
Yes, it is. Less than a car length separating Dunigan and Lynn. They head up through Thunder Valley. They take a little bit of a wide line as they come through that sweeping right-hander in turn 10. No change as they head into the carousel.
Rasmus Lynn coming off a 4th place finish in yesterday's race, going to try to get up onto the box for this one as they move through the carousel turn onto the front straightaway. But a great bit of drive in there. And again, I'm really impressed with Vanderwatt in the Team Pelfrey car, holding off, obviously, a faster Kalen Frederick. Frederick just can't find the way around.
Yeah, Kalen, a 2nd-year driver in this series, was 15 years old last year, really learned in that first year, and that's what this program's all about. Really 2 years at every step is the way to go. You come in, you learn the car, the team, the series, all the systems in the program, and then you come back the next year and win. But what you also see is the rookie drivers in the second half, when that comfort level's there, they're getting way more confident with their abilities. They're connected with the team. That's where you get a guy like Rasmus Lint, who's making a move potentially right now on Donigan.
Yeah, side by side, Brian.
Yeah, it's a great side-by-side battle. Still side-by-side. Lynn not able to get that done. He is trying so hard to get around turn. We got contact right there coming out of turn number 4. The 80 car going to be able to rejoin, but drops back at least 6 spots.
That's Vanderwatt, guys. I believe that was the contact potential between Kalen Frederick and Julian Vanderwatt. I'd love to be able to see a replay of that, because all we kind of saw was the end with Vanderwatt's yellow Team Pelfrey car going off the end of turn number 4. But we knew that Kalen Frederick, guys, was getting really aggressive, and that was that battle for the 5th and 6th position. I believe Frederick has that position. Indeed, he does. But, wow, that stacked things up behind him. They're all rolling up here, John, right behind Kalen Frederick, who's now your new 5th place driver. It's the 91 of Fraga, the 22 of Cole, and then here comes the 21 of Calvin Ming. He's going to look to the inside of D. Orlando coming through turn number 1, side by side, Rusty.
He's trying it right now as he gets alongside. Orlando still has that spot right now, but we're watching it. Kalen Frederick, we'll have to see how the stewards like that. He has been pretty aggressive this weekend. That's at least his 3rd contact issue that he's had the weekend. So I'm sure the stewards will take a look at that. The 23 car back a little too far. Lint challenged last lap, but drops back behind to cool the tires for a lap.
Yeah, Lynn's about a car length back. We haven't talked about Kirkwood, but Kirkwood continues to stretch it out. And a great battle back here for the 8th spot. Tom, they're in front of you.
Yeah, Kirkwood has the distance between turns 8 and 9 over the second place, James Raven. But then the battle for 3rd place, Donegan continuing to hold off Lynn. As a matter of fact, stretching it out to almost 2 car lengths.
I'll tell you guys, Kyle Kirkwood's leading by so much. Right now, he's already leading the first race at Portland, I think.
I think you're probably right.
This kid has been unbelievable here this year.
Let's take nothing away from James Raven, though, as the Britisher has done a great job here this weekend. Started on the pole in this race by setting the fastest lap in race 2, and this is his first race weekend. So he's a rookie in this series and doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, let's look in the order and try to come see some of the guys that deserve some props. Kirkwood's, of course, out front doing a great job. James Raven starting on the pole. Look at his lap times. Almost exactly the same as Kyle Kirkwood. For a kid making his debut here in USF 2000, having run Pro Mazda as in a one-off for D-Force Racing in St. Petersburg, what a tremendous drive for him. I like what you and Sundar Murthy's doing as well. His debut weekend here currently sits 3rd in the F1600 Championship Series, coming off a win here a couple of weeks ago at Mid-Ohio. Really strong run for Yuvan. He stayed out of trouble. He's been right there mid-pack, looking to potentially work his way into the top 10. Further back, how about Darren Keene? There's just no quit in this young kid. He's been able to catch up to a couple of cars, currently sitting in the 19th spot. He's trying to get back forward. He's only a half a second or a second behind Bruno Tomaselli, but he's trying to get himself back forward. He could have just parked it and said, you know what, on to Portland. It's been a horrible weekend, but Darren Keene continues to really focus and trying to work his way back up into the top 15.
We've been following the progress of Dakota Dickerson. It seems like he spent the whole weekend coming from the back, and he was right on the back of Jacob Abel, and clearly had a problem of some kind because he's fallen way back down to 20th position.
Another driver I want to mention, too, because it's a local guy out of Columbus. It's David Osborne. He took a couple of races off, wanted to come back here at Mid-Ohio, currently running in the 15th position, turning really good lap times, quicker than some of the guys up front. David in that Newman Walks Racing number 37. Now P15 as there comes Kalen Frederick. That, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a drive-through penalty. And Brian, I think it's Brian or Rusty said, said it straight up. 3 times he's had contact here this weekend. Now, the first not of his doing, that was Rasmuth Lint getting together with him in turn 4. Then he got contacted, not of his doing, by Russell McDonough trying to go by Russell. This one, of course, that move to the inside of Team Pelfrey driver Julian Vanderwatt was definitely his fault. The steward said it. Drive-through penalty. He'll fall to the tail of the field. Everybody else moving up a spot.
And Sabra Cook is not in his fan club either because they came together as
True
well.
enough.
Go ahead, Rusty. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say that Sabre Cook that had that incident, I can still see the black marks on the wall from where the two of them came together yesterday. Fortunately, they were able to repair both those cars and get them back out.
Yeah, guys, I talked to Sabre last night, and she said that, she's out here running, trying to get as much experience as she can. They came out of that corner. You know when you come out of turn 2, you don't run the kink. You kind of crisscross it. She said I had my hands straight. I wasn't moving at all. I looked in my mirrors, and he was in the grass trying to pass her. He goes, I couldn't go anywhere because she had David Osborne on the outside of her. There's no way she could move anywhere. And Kalen just getting over-aggressive, not showing the patience that you have to at this level of racing. 4 wheels in the grass, the contact ensued, and of course, as you guys saw, they were both off the racetrack, and heated words, I believe, were exchanged before the end of that incident.
Rasmus Lint, second in the points, trying to maintain that position all over the back of Keith Dunigan.
Up in the keyhole, it's about 2 car lengths. They've been fairly stationary here lately. He tried that a couple laps ago, but we talk about that aero wash. You basically need to just take your shot and go for it. He did that, didn't make it stick, and when that happens, you end up dropping back 3 or 4 car lengths, and it takes a couple of laps before you're ready to challenge once again. And he is in that mode where he is trying to get close enough to make another charge at the top end.
Yeah, Rusty, last lap, they were side by side through 4 up into turn number 5. I thought Lind was going to get it done, but he didn't. He got the door slammed on him going into 5.
And that, of course, as we have talked about, now 3-car length, maybe stretching it to 4-car lengths. Donegan over Lind. We're getting late in this one.
Yeah, got about 6 laps to go. It'll be 5 laps when they come by this time. You know, Lucas Cole was second in the first 2 rounds here. He's just not been able to make any impact on Igor Fraga. He's about a half a second back. Fraga is, 4 seconds back of the battle for third between Donegan and Lind. But Cole just not having the day that he's had the previous 2 races.
Yeah, what this exemplifies is the fact that track position and qualifying so important here at Mid-Ohio. It's tough to pass here. There are a couple of opportunities if you got a pretty good race car. Otherwise, it's tough to pass. Where you qualify inevitably will be that kind of window where you're going to be. Lucas Cole, 8th quickest time in the second race. That put him on the outside of row number 4. He started 8th. He's running 6th. Really a successful day to a certain extent, holding his position. Gained a spot or 2 spots when both Vanderwatt and then the penalty for Kalen Fredericks. So he's really held his position, and that's all you can ask for sometimes when you don't qualify quite as well.
Rusty, you're listening to Race Control as I am. It sounds like Keith Donegan, the 3rd place runner who is holding off Rasmus Lind, is going to get a furled black to say, watch it, you're doing a little too much blocking here.
Well,
go ahead, Rusty.
No, I was just going to say, actually, Don's got the radio today. He is listening in, and yeah, exactly what you said, John, that we were just waiting to get in on that. We'll see how that furled black affects the driver. Sometimes it makes you drive a little harder.
Most of these guys just ignore it, I think. I always say they call it a warning flag. I say it's a you just got away with something flag to a certain extent. Now, Donegan's got enough of a gap over Rasmus Lind that he's not going to have to do too much blocking. But, John, you mentioned the championship battle. Kyle Kirkwood, if he wins this, will have 373 points. No one else can get even close to that amount of points. But the battle now for second is unbelievably tight. Just 3 points between Rasmus Lind and Igor Fraga. You go up another 8 points or 10 points back from Lind to Lucas Cole. This is a great fight for the final couple positions in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in the championship. These kids are all going to be battling it out for it. Igor Fraga runs 5th. Rasmus Lind in 4th. 3 points separate those 2 drivers, 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, watching this great battle behind, sort of led by that 91 of Fraga. There's 4 cars that are a car length apart and have been for the last 3 or 4 laps. I'm just waiting for one of them to peek out here. They may be waiting here a couple more laps, and they'll try it on the white flag.
Yeah, Cole and Ming both have been fast all weekend long. They seem to be bottled up there just a little bit. But I'll tell you, with the points race the way it is, I would imagine it's going to get dicey here in the last couple of laps.
Like the way things are settling in here for this last run, though. 16 laps down, 4 laps remaining. Still watching guys like Darren Keene work their way back to the front here. Keene now trying to find a way by both Bruno Tomaselli and Julian Vanderwatt, but Kirkwood back across the line. 2.2 seconds the gap. Last time by, this time 3.1. He just keeps pulling away. James Raven holding on to second, capitalizing on that fast lap in qualifying. As I just said, where you qualify, very similar to where you're going to finish, and he qualified first, running in second. Donegan not done, though, in terms of having to defend from Rasmus Lind, because, John, Lind a lot closer. Rusty, you can talk more about it. That battle heating up for the 3rd spot.
Yeah, half a car length this time at the entry to the keyhole. They need to get set up here for the run down the straightaway and catch into that slipstream, into the draft. Looks like he's done that right now as he comes by us, less than a car length. But driving down hard on the inside is Donegan. Down to the outside, we'll see if he can get there.
He's got the position. He pinches him down to the turn. He does. He gets the move done. All around the high side, the hard way to go. The 23 of Lind gets that spot. Donegan fights back in turn number 6. They almost touch, nose to tail. Tom Michael, greatest battle on the track, coming at you.
It is a great battle, taking a wide line, coming into turn number 9. That's the new 3rd place car. Rasmus Lind right behind him, Donegan. They head up through turn number 10, nose to tail, no change as they head into the carousel.
2 to go, and they cross the stripe this time by. Watch Calvin Ming. He has made a couple really good outside passes down at turn number 4. He's hungry and going to try to put Lucas Cole behind him.
Couple of good runs for these 2 freshman drivers, Rasmus Lind and Keith Donegan. Lind, strong run around the outside at turn number 4. Calvin Ming, as you said, a couple of great passes, currently runs in the 7th spot. He is now about 0.3 of a second behind Lucas Cole. He'll have to find some more speed because those drivers all almost exactly the same. Igor Fraga, Lucas Cole, Calvin Ming, all of them turning 121.9. It's about a half a second off of the pace laid down by Kyle Kirkwood right now. But again, to try to make a move here, and if you're that close on time, it's almost impossible. You have to have a significant gap, or a significant advantage, maybe a half a second a lap if you're going to make a pass like that. Oh,
there's a wing in the.
We're going to wing.
Yeah, we had a coming together. It looked like it was Sierra and Russell McDonough.
Indeed.
They actually came together coming over the hill, going down into Thunder Valley, and one of the cars lost the rear wing. It is sitting right in the middle of the track, down at the bottom of the hill.
Interesting thing, Tom, is it's not really in the racing line, and what our race directors will normally do, they'll tell the drivers about it, they'll see it. It's not anywhere where a car will go here coming out of turn number 9. They're all up, of course, onto the rumbles on driver's left, so as they go through, they'll see that. I expect that we will stay green. In fact, white flag flying this time by, John. Last lap, guys. Kyle Kirkwood, your leader. Raven runs in second. Do we have any other battles? Rasmuth has been able to pull away from Keith Donigan in 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, Fraga, Cole, Ming, and add Michael D'Orlando in there as well in the Bennick number 51.
Yeah, all 4 of those cars are together around turn 1. They're all about 2 car lengths apart, not close enough to make anything happen on the way into the keyhole, but we'll take a look here as Kirkwood already down the straightaway through the kink all by himself. Now James Raven again all by himself, no challenge for 3rd. We're looking at this battle behind, though. The battle for 5th right now. They have tightened it up again. We'll see, Brian. There's still maybe a car length and a half, 2 car lengths. They may try it, but they're pretty far separated.
Yeah, everybody seems to be gapped pretty good right here in the last chance through. Kyle Kirkwood, what a great weekend for him. Tom Michaels in front of you.
Continuing to stretch that lead, past that debris at the bottom of the hill in Thunder Valley. Heading up into turn number 11, just about 3 more turns to go.
Dream season for the young driver out of Florida, F4 champion last year. He's already added the Cooper Tires USF 2000 title to his resume. Out of the final corner here at Mid-Ohio, Kyle Kirkwood sweeping the weekend, 3 for 3 on this challenging road course. Great run for James Raven. He comes home second. Kirkwood turning the fast lap of the race on the last lap of the race. Tremendous run for that young driver, a 121.297. Rasmuth Lint, that great pass on Keith Donigan in turn number 5 will send him to the podium as well. Great one for the 16-year-old. Donigan holds on for 4th. Igor Fraga, 5th. 6th is Lucas Cole. 7th, Calvin Ming. 8th, Michael D'Orlando. 9th, David Frost. And 10th, Yuvan Sundaramurthy. All 3 drivers from Exclusive Autosport, the rookies in the top 10. Look at the points. Nice one for Rasmuth Lint. He stretches from 3 points to now 6 points, holding on to second spot as we head to Portland International Raceway. Guys, Kyle Kirkwood laid another one down, able to get the jump early. James Raven did not get off the line well and kind of fell back a bit, but still a good run for James for second place, for him to get to the podium in his USF 2000 debut week, and that's a major, major result for James.
And I'd like to give a shout out to Jacob Abel, too. Great run for him up into 11th spot in only his 5th start of the season. So Jacob Abel doing a great run up into 11th. Calvin Kaminsky in 12th. Kyle Dupel in the 13th spot. Julian Vanderwatt, who had that great battle all race long at the head of that group, got spun off at the end of the long straightaway, was able to recover for a 14th place finish, and the Cincinnati native David Osborne comes home in 15th
Love
spot.
that. David Osborne coming through. Great driver, the number 37 for Newman Walks Racing. He's able to get a solid result here this weekend. Top 15, good run, turned some pretty good lap times as well.
A sweep of the weekend here at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course for a Cape Motorsports driver. Kyle, congratulations, but I hate to tell you, you're not the first guy to do this.
Yeah, I know that.
It's been an incredible weekend. How does it feel to have this broom behind you? You're going to get ready to get up on this podium and show them the sweep. How hard was this?
It was so hard. You know, we didn't have the quickest car in qualifyings, and we were fortunate enough to have the best race car out there, and I was able to pace the competition. And that last one there, I knew James Raven was really quick. He was really quick in the beginning. I was pushing extremely hard to try and just maintain that about 0.8 of a gap. And after that, I pulled probably 2.5 seconds for a few laps, and then all of a sudden he kind of maintained, and he caught me, and I had to start pushing again. And no, really good race. Big thanks to Cape Motorsports, Mazda, Cooper Tires, First Tex, Bell Helmets for putting such amazing equipment under me right now. And I couldn't be thankful. I think that's now 9 in a row now. And no, I couldn't be any more happy right now.
Counting's hard, and I'm not going to fault you for that at all. We've got 2 races left on the Cooper Tires USF 2000 Championship powered by Mazda season. We go to the Pacific Northwest in Portland. You going to clean up there too? Just give us a heads up and we'll bring the broom for you.
I've never been there, so I guess we'll find out after that event.
Kyle Kirkwood, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Tony.